According to a Twitter handler, a number of primary school buses are on the road very early, 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m. to pick up school kids, and he finds it worrisome, and so do we. And there are some reasons behind parents letting their children get out of the house at odd hours. For example, some parents have to leave the house very early to get to work. So the question is, how early does a 4 to 5-year-old kid have to wake up in order to get to school? I was on this table before because I wanted my kids to use the school bus. I think I didn't have a car then. And I think it was only my husband that had a car, and he doesn't like waking up early. So it was a case of the children will get to school late, so let's use a school bus. And the school bus picks up my kids, as in they get to the house at 5:30, which meant the kids had to wake up at like 4. Like my children were sleepwalking. They sleep till they get into the bus. I know you are pouring the water, you are washing, but they are sleeping. We did that for 2 terms, and I just could not. I'm like, I can't do this. It can't work. It was convenient even after we got a car, but it just couldn't work because it was just so. I felt it wasn't fair to them, and even though we made them sleep early, it just was not normal to have your children out of the house that early. But Nima, what has your experience been as a parent?
Because you're on the table.
I lived the guilt all my life. Before I was 2, when I had to put her on the bus before 6 every morning. 2, and I had to drive behind the bus. Initially, I had to drop her off. And the family member I was dropping her off at 1 year, 4 months when I joined the show wouldn't take her all through, so I see her weekends. I wanted to stop her, wean her out of breast milk at the time and drop her off completely with this family member. So she has the normal quality, because I know about sleep. So what I did was wake her up every day at 3:30, get her ready by 4 a.m., drop her for that family member. I didn't have a car then, so I had to walk and then walk to school to, get to the office here. And then I thought a solution, a better way, was to get her into a school that had a school bus. It only reduced the hours, but the same suffer. Because this time around, she's the first child, a 2-year-old young girl, in a bus driven by a bus driver. The conductor, the manages the kids, was a male teacher, and I'll start driving behind the bus with guilt till I get to Alakija every day. Even now that I've sort of sorted things out, I make sure they get up at 6 now. They take their time to take their breakfast. It's still not working because they still drag sometimes. They sleep late. We're still battling a lot of things. And I have someone safely drop them off at school. We then have to face trucks and everything. So as a parent, you're constantly wondering.
So from my own personal experience, as a child growing up in Jos, my mom, especially during the Harmattan season, she would wake us up with hot water bottles. Those rubber ones that they put warm water inside, and she would tuck it under her pillows and whatever, and then she would wake us up with the marmite. That's food that had been cooked the night before, some days before. She would warm it and she would give it to you before you now finally get out of bed. But then it was just, you would take your time, you get to school, and you will still be early. Then I now come and get married and I live in Lagos. Then, foolish me, I said, no, where we're living, I don't really like the schools around there, so I wanted him to go farther, a baby. And I will carry that child all the way. My husband, with many years of experience, said, Madam, this is not the way to do it. I was like, no. I must give my child the right foundation, a child that could barely speak. And I would take him there, and he was always sick. He had to sit me down. He said, there are things that are important. His health is more important, His other development is much more important than where you drop him to spend many hours. And so we took the decision to be close to home.
I understand the importance of sleep because it helps the children's brain development, statistics and science and all of that. But I feel we're not raising our children to be as strong as we are. I remember my husband's story. He would take bus to primary school, had like 2 buses. He grew up in Lagos. Hold on. We had Bomo back in the days now. 2 buses, to and fro. They were in primary school. And he did that till they left primary school, him and his sister. And now we can't even let our children cross the streets. I feel we're not raising them to be resilient. I feel because of what we went through, we try as much as possible to shelter and pamper and all of that. And I feel it may not be good for them in the long run because the truth is, life can be tough. You may not have it easy. You don't know what is going to happen to any of your parents. Can you stand on your feet as a child and survive?
Behind the scenes, we're talking about being resilient. And that some of the life experiences we go through is what will help our children to grow to be resilient. But also, I think that many times we confuse thriving and surviving. We want our children to thrive, we want them to succeed, we want them to do well. But then there's this hustling mentality. That's not thriving. You know, it's you put the child almost on like a danger alert. That's how that child is brought. Yes, that's how that child is brought up. The child has been groomed and grown in very harsh realities, that he grows up into an adult that is just always, you know, alert and does not really have like good social skills. And many times they're screaming and shouting at each other in traffic and everything. It must count for something with the way people are raised in Lagos. You know, when you come, if you are not raised in Lagos, they'll be like, why are you so calm? And just like, you okay? But when you meet Lagos people, they are screaming and shouting at you.
Everybody's
it's the way you raise Lagosians.